Lydell! Hey, whoa. Why are you going so fast?
Oh, speed, huh? You want to know how fast to run a power ox?
Well, yeah, so I mean, you know, sometimes it feels like it's a little too fast.
Yeah, well, so when you're cultivating, generally the rule is when the plant can hold its root base and you have a tool that can work, the faster you go, the better, okay? Now, when you have a young, early kind of direct seeded crop and you're gonna run a basket, you're gonna wanna go slow. But a lot of times you're gonna wanna go pretty fast.
So the cabbage here is well rooted,
yeah,
and so you can go nice and fast.
It's been a couple weeks, I can go pretty fast, and I can work that soil, throw it, and bring those weeds up to the surface. You know, sometimes we get the question at Tilmor is your power ox too fast? And the reason we designed it in this way that we did is that it's designed so that you can run it typically at 1/3 to 2/3 throttle for most of your cultivation.
Most people are used to running at full throttle for tillage tools, right?
Right. When you're running a rototiller all day long, you have to have your throttle full throttle. When you're running a power ox, you're probably not going to have it full throttle most of the time. There's going to be a few cases like here where I just was going full throttle and you can hardly catch up, right? But most often we're going to be running about a 1/3 to 2/3 throttle.
So for some people, it is a little bit more difficult to maybe keep up with the speed of the power ox. So we do have an option.
Yeah.
A different pulley that we can put on there to slow it down. I don't know, 20, 30% somewhere in there. But I think the lesson is, generally you're running at that 1/3 to 2/3 throttle. So if you're operating out in the field and you feel like it's going too fast, make sure you're not fully throttled up, because you're not doing primary tillage tools. You're doing cultivation, where we're just working that top and trying to really kind of fan out those white thread stage weeds.
Dustin, how about we show the viewers a little bit? I'm going to run the power ox now at full throttle a little bit. I'm going to run it at about 2/3 and about 1/3 and show you the different speeds. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right. All right, so here we got full throttle. I'm doing a pretty fast walk clip. We're gonna slow it down to about 2/3. Notice just kind of a little fast walk, but it's not terrible. About a 1/3. What you're gonna notice here is the tractor still works. I'm cultivating, but the tractor itself is still pulling just fine. Other than I'm knocking out a few cabbages there. That kind of shows you that range of throttle. We're gonna go 1/3, 2/3, 3, full throttle at the end here.
Now, Lydell, go ahead and turn it off there. The thing you can really tell, if you watch it at those different throttles, if you look at the video and turn back, you'll see those fingers are really, when it's at full throttle, the soil was getting from these fingers here was getting thrown the whole way over almost to the adjacent row. Okay. Right. When you're going, you know, 2/3 throttle, back here we're probably only going to about here, and then a 1/3 throttle you're really just barely doing. So you're working. You're doing obviously have a lot more action in that full throttle range and 2/3 throttle range, but you're still getting good action in the first. You're just not going to throw as much soil. So with your young plants, that's a really good, that's the ideal kind of scenario. Throttle it back and go nice and slow. And in the end, when you're first starting out, sometimes actually slower is actually almost a little harder, because it doesn't want to track quite as easily. So I'd recommend starting between that 1/3 and 2/3 throttle range. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but look forward on your row and just hit it.
All right, hope that helps everybody. If you have any other more questions, feel free to give us a call at Tilmor. We're happy to help talk you through questions you have.
Yeah, thanks for watching.